We're going to talk about the CDE versus the CNSC test. Hello everyone, my name is Kim. I'm a registered dietitian. By now you should know I'm a certified diabetes educator and a certified nutrition support clinician and owner of KimRoseDietitian.com. If you don't know that, if you're new to this channel, welcome. I recently took the examination to become a certified nutrition support clinician and I passed. So in this video, I want to compare and contrast the two exams for any dietetic practitioner who may be considering going one or the other path or even both of these certification routes. So I get certified. So certification does a number of things and I'm only going to address a few. So basically it legitimizes your position that you are an expert in this particular route. So for me, it basically legitimized my position that I was had a great understanding of diabetes as well as nutrition support. And by nutrition support, I mean enteral and parenteral nutrition. It provides you credibility and also an increased revenue or reimbursement or pay, for lack of better words. So for me, I tell individuals this all the time. With the certifications, it's not about how smart you are, because I don't consider myself smart by any means. I just think I try hard. The examination is not about how smart you are. It's really, are you able to hang and sit there? How disciplined are you to sit there and take a test for 4 hours? So we are going to look at the certified diabetes educator certification first. And if you don't know, I already made a video about that with another dietitian who took the examination a little more recently than myself. If you haven't seen that video, it is popping up now right here. So go ahead and take a look at that. So the credentialing body to become a CDE is the National Certification Board of Diabetes Educators, the NCBDE. So this examination basically assesses if you have a comprehensive knowledge of diabetes as well as pre-diabetes, prevention as well as management. And after you get this certification, you are able to educate patients, family members, other practitioners, which I have done as well, because you have this extensive knowledge. So for your initial certification, the cost is $350. They give you 4 hours to take this exam, and this exam, I can never forget it. This exam took me 3 hours and 45 minutes to complete. And that's why I say this exam is not really about how smart you are. It really tests, are you disciplined enough? Like, is your brain going to get exhausted after sitting down and taking an extensive examination? So this examination also has 200 multiple choice questions. So in order for the dietitian to actually take this exam, there's a few things that need to be achieved. First, you have to be a registered dietitian for at least 2 years. So if you're not a dietitian for at least 2 years, what I recommend is that you do not hesitate to start studying. And the reason why I say that is because this exam is comprehensive. It's not just about nutrition. It includes all disciplines. So you're going to see information from pharmacy, especially with the drugs and the medications. You're going to see information from social work. You're going to see nursing related information. You're going to see standards of care. It's an extensive list of things that you do want to retain. So after being a dietitian for 2 years, the next thing that has to be done, you have to get 15 continuing education units. And these 15 CEUs have to be achieved at least 2 years before you take the exam. I don't remember what website I went on, but I didn't have to pay a dime for my CEUs. If I remember what the website is, it's going to be in my description box below. And you have to accrue over 1,000 practice hours, specifically speaking with individuals that have diabetes and educating them. And 40% of these hours must be achieved within the year that you take the exam. So I work in an inpatient setting, so it was easy for me to accrue those hours because a lot of consults that I get from the hospital are for individuals that have poor diabetes management or newly diagnosed diabetes, but you can also get these hours in an outpatient setting as well. something that I'm going to recommend is that you have to document and log these hours, because the NCBDE can audit you at any time. And you're also going to have someone to sign off that you actually did these hours. In my facility, my CNO, my Chief Nursing Officer, did that for me, but it can be any supervisor that has direct management over you. So you can take this exam any time of the year, and the passing rate that you must achieve to get the CDE title is a 70%. So now let's look at the CNSC exam, the Certified Nutrition Support Clinician exam. So the credentialing body is a National Board for Nutrition Support certification from ASPN, which is the American Society of Parenteral and Enteral Nutrition. And this board promotes the enhanced and safe delivery of nutrition support. And by nutrition support, I mean specifically enteral as well as parenteral nutrition. So the cost for this examination is a little different. So if you remember, the CDE was $350. So if you are an ASPN member, the cost for this exam is $330, which is a little cheaper. But if you are not an ASPN member, the cost is $430. I am an ASPN member, so it only cost me $330. So this exam gives you 4 hours, and it's 250 multiple choice questions. But this examination, unlike the CDE, this only took me 2.5 hours, and this is also including reviewing every single question. So the exam is not that hard, guys. Well, in my opinion. So the criteria to actually sit down and take this examination, only thing that you need to be is a registered dietitian, boo-boo. So unlike the CDE that had you be a registered dietitian for 2 years and you had to get these practice hours and the 15 CEUs, for the CNSC exam, you just have to be a registered dietitian. I actually know of a newly minted dietitian who sat and took the exam, and now he's a new dietitian and a CNSC. So this exam is offered only certain times of the year. It's offered during the fall and spring, and there's only like certain windows, like 2-week periods between the fall and the spring session of when this exam is offered. So let me just let you in on a little hint. When I took my exam a couple months ago, I actually missed the deadline that was outlined in the handbook, but unbeknownst to me, the board actually extended the deadline. So only thing is you have to do is to continue to call to make sure that you fall within the time window. So this exam actually rates you on a scale of 200 to 800, and you have to get a minimum of 500 to pass this exam. So that is the details on the exam. So let me compare and contrast them a bit according to my experience. So in my experience, I actually took 1 year to study for both exams. Waste the time. Don't do that. Studying for like a few months will be sufficient enough. I'm just the type of person that I want to know every single detail, realizing I'm wasting a lot of time doing that. So 2020, I won't be doing that anymore, but only a few months. Additionally, to me, the CNSC exam was way easier. And the reason why I think that is because with the CDE exam, I focused so much on the medications. And I know medications is my weak point. So I think that's what kind of got me a little frazzled on that exam, because I took too much time focusing on the medications. But with the CNSC exam, I mean, it's straightforward to the point. Additionally, something else that I did for both exams, there's a practice test from the credentialing body for both of them. So I took both practice tests so I could see, you know, where I stood and what areas I need to focus on just a little more. Also, the handbook is your best friend. The handbook is going to tell you every topic that you need to make sure that you focus on. It's not going to give you the specific question. It's going to give you sample questions, but it gives you the broad topics that you need to narrow down and make sure you know. Something else that I did want to say, the last thing, with the CDE certification, to keep up that certification, you have to keep up your CEUs for that. You have to get specific CEUs in diabetes. But for the CNSC examination, the only downside is 5 years from now, actually 4.5 years from now for me, I'm going to have to retake that exam because they want to make sure that you stay abreast, you're up to topic. So that's the only downside of the exam. But other from that, this is my opinion on the CDE versus the CNSC exam. I think all dietitians should take one or the other, or even both. Will I go and get another certification? I'm not feeling like that right now, but I'll be honest with you, the CSG, I think that's the, if I'm saying it right, the geriatric support dietitian. I do work with a lot of geriatrics, so that is that's attracting me right now, but it's not my goal for 2020. Well, thank you guys for watching. As usual, remember to comment, subscribe, like, and share this video. And if you have any questions about the exam, leave them in my comment section below. Have a good day. So if you go on my website and you click on dietitian resources, a drop box appears that will say shop for dietitians. So after you click on that, you'll see that I have the videos as well as worksheets separated. So the worksheets go through calculating a continuous tube feed as well as calculating a parenteral nutrition, and the videos deal with parenteral nutrition. So video 1 discusses how to calculate protein as well as calorie needs in a parenteral nutrition. Video 2 shows you step by step how to calculate estimated macronutrient needs for a specific client, and then comparing to see if the parenteral nutrition will meet the estimated needs of the client. Video 3 teaches you how to calculate non-protein calories in a parenteral nutrition. And finally, video number 4 teaches you how to calculate non-protein calorie to nitrogen ratio for the specific client.